CPUSA holds its annual year-end gathering. National Chairman Gus Hall offers his predictions for 1999. This New York City event runs about 45 minutes.
Okay, are we ready now? Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Hello. I know that so many of you have been enjoying the good food, the good drinks, the good fruits. I know many of you have been looking forward all year to coming to our annual holiday party. But now we're about ready to start one of the high points of our program. Hello, my name is Judith Leblanc. I'm the National Labor Community Relations Director for the Communist Party, and I want to be the first, well, actually, probably it may be the 10th, 12th, or 20th person to welcome you to the annual holiday party of the Communist Party and the Young Communist League. Welcome. Of course, we are here to celebrate, to eat, drink, and be merry, but also to rally ourselves for the new struggles in 1999. And as we've seen in the last few days, there will be many. But today, we want to take a pause for the cause, and we want to have some fun. You should know, though, that we have 3 parties going on simultaneously in this building. On the first floor, those young people, teenagers, high schoolers, college students, well, they're dancing. Actually, they're not dancing. They just came in. They're here to participate in the program. On the 3rd floor, if you hear any loud thuds, it's because the children are making crafts, are making murals, and they're celebrating on the 3rd floor. And here on the 2nd floor, we're going to enjoy some good politics. So now, a few words from your host. He is one of the folks who helped send the notorious Al D'Amato to the unemployment line. His name is John Bachtell, and he is the New York State Communist Party chairman.
Thank you. On behalf of the New York State Communist Party, I want to extend a very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you here today. I just want to say that over the course of the year, all of us have been involved in many struggles, many difficult and hard struggles. And one of the most pleasurable ones for us was to be able to defeat Al D'Amato and send him into retirement. But we all know that our job is not done. So let us enjoy today and return to the fight tomorrow. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, John. Some of you may know our next speaker because you voted for him for Vice President of the United States in the past. But today at this party, he is the proud father of DJ Millian, who is on the wheels of steel on the 1st floor. Jarvis Tyner, one of the national vice chairs of the Communist Party. Jarvis.
Thank you, Judith. It's good to be here to this packed house and see so many beautiful faces, every race and nationality. Working class folks are here in great numbers to come to this annual reception for the Communist Party. It's a proud moment for our party. It's a proud moment for our class and people. And let me say that after that day of infamy in Washington yesterday, let me say that this gathering is one of the answers that the people are making, and that is that the nation is angry. The working people of this country are angry at those right-wing wolves down in Washington and what they've done in the last few days. But tonight I have a very special treat, actually, a moment that's a great honor for me. I want to say that I know of no political leader in this country with a more distinguished record on behalf of the people than our next speaker, who has given his entire life in service of the people, of the working people in the first place, who distinguished himself by leading the Little Steel Strike, which won and established the organization of the steel workers in this country, who has a long record of labor and civil rights activities that is matched by none, who has been fighting for unity all of his life, black, white, brown unity, the unity of the entire U.S. working class, who has always kept our party on focus, kept it in the struggle for peace and solidarity, kept it focused on the fight for unity and against racism, for equality for women, and for the rights of the youth and the senior citizens, who has always kept us on that focus because he has always kept the focus on the working class. And that is the key to the success of our party. And while, as somebody asked the other day, you guys still around? We said, damn right, we're still around. And we ain't going nowhere. But thanks to Gus Hall, to a great extent, that's why we're still around, his able leadership to this party. And let me say to you that we predicted under his able leadership what was going to happen in Washington today. The right-wing wolves, I feel like Muhammad Ali and rope-a-dope. They're beating away at us, but they don't know they're the ones who are going to be defeated. So to present our annual New Year's address, I could think of no one more qualified than this distinguished working class leader, the national chairman of the Communist Party, Gus Hall.
Well, greetings to all of you. As 1998 comes to a close, once again I have the pleasure to welcome all of you to our annual Communist Party Open House Holiday Party. This annual tradition has become one of the highlights of my years. I look forward to sharing some thoughts about the passing year, and some predictions about the coming year. I also want to express a special welcome back to our C-SPAN TV audience, joining us once again from all across the country. I hope you will enjoy our breath of fresh air politics after so many months of ugly Republican impeachment politics. First, let me tell you what's new. I hope none of you will miss the newest tradition to our party headquarters. If you looked up as you entered, you saw a big, beautiful red, white, and blue banner officially announcing our public presence in the city of New York. And I'm sure you even noticed that we also have the nicest sidewalk on the block. Although everyone in the neighborhood knows us, we decided to finally make it official with a huge banner with the words jobs, peace, equality, democracy, and socialism, Communist Party USA, end of quotation. A new addition inside our building is our very own TV studio, which is officially open for business tonight. And the equipment there is our TV studio, a equipment. Yes, folks, the Communist Party USA is about to launch a weekly cable TV show every week. Millions will be able to see and hear us every week, all year long. Look for our pilot show in mid-January. I hope all of you are enjoying the good food, good cheer, and good company, and that now you are ready for some good politics. But all is not well in the world that we have to speak about. I have a new unprecedented problem, or we have a new unprecedented problem in the world. The production and stockpiling of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons poses a threat to the very existence of the world. All civilization is in unprecedented danger. We are going to face the threat of mass annihilation so long as these weapons exist in any country's soil, making it possible for anyone, anywhere, to obtain and use them. What the world needs now more than anything else is the immediate and total elimination of all weapons of mass destruction. The United Nations, charged with keeping of world peace, must take the initiative to establish an international movement, a movement that will mobilize all the countries and peoples of the world to finally and forever eliminate all weapons of mass destruction from the face of the earth. To do so, however, the UN must stop playing with all kinds of secondary and irrelevant issues. It is time to sound a warning. It is time to mobilize world public opinion against these horrible weapons that, if loosed on the world, could annihilate the world 2 times over. It is not possible to imagine the horror these weapons could unleash on humanity. Thus, the United Nations must take the lead in organizing a massive worldwide movement of all nations and peoples to immediately and forever do away with all weapons of mass destruction. Wherever they exist, Iraq and the United States should join to scrap all weapons of mass destruction. The U.S. Congress, public officials, and U.S. government, both Democrats and Republicans, should play a major role in the movement. The U.S. peace movement must be energized to take up this urgent cause. Down through the years, has the world not suffered enough from these monstrous weapons? Civilization has never faced a challenge of such magnitude. All progressive, peace-loving peoples of the world must unite and accept this challenge to save our precious planet from these frightening weapons of death and destruction. We can only do that by eliminating them forever from the face of the earth. This is a challenge to all humanity. Now back to some good news. First, let me congratulate everyone on the tremendous electoral victories that we've had. They were truly a people's victory. It was coalition politics of unity that did the job on the Republicans. The results were and were the beginning of a new coalition electoral pattern. Make no mistake, the Republicans suffered a big unexpected setback. It was not only an electoral setback, but just as important, an ideological and long-range political setback. I don't think a Republican can be elected to anything in the coming elections, local, state, or national, because of that. It was a jolt you would expect the rabid right-wing leadership to take note of, to think about, maybe even back off and save their political necks. But no, they want to get Clinton so bad that they just continue to to recklessly and contemptuously ignore the will of the people. It isn't that they just hate Bill Clinton personally. It is a political vendetta. The alt-right has a contract on America agenda, and Clinton just isn't right-wing enough for them. So they called together the alt-right Gingrich gang, who took over the Republican Party. Some extremists and fanatics like the Christian Coalition, Ken Starr, and corporate moneybags like Richard Scott of Pittsburgh, and they hatched a conspiracy. We fully agree with Hillary. It is a vast right-wing conspiracy, end of quotation. Right from the very beginning, it was a vast conspiracy. Like most people, we do not condone Clinton's behavior or the attack on Iraq, but the crisis is much, much bigger than inappropriate behavior and moral outrage. It is an attempted right-wing coup d'etat at the highest levels to take over the reins of government. What they could not win in the electoral arena, they are determined to win in quote, any means necessary, including riding roughshod over the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the laws of the land, U.S. democracy, democratic rights, and common human decency. Politicians and pundits are calling the madness in Washington bizarre, shocking, ship of fools, a runaway train, politics of personal destruction, and even sexual McCarthyism, end of quote. But we have to call it what it really is. Yesterday we saw the ugly face of fascism in the halls of the U.S. Congress. We the people can still stop the Republican impeachment. Phone calls are pouring into the Capitol and White House. We are sending messages today by email from this hall. There is a groundswell of anger that is now turning into active organized protests led by the trade union movement. All kinds of organizations and groups are taking onto the streets. The theme for 1998 was change. This year, I think the word should be struggle. The theme of struggle fits the trade union movement. With a new leadership, they are organizing and leading important militant struggles and strikes, most of which they have won. They are conducting drives to organize the unorganized workers. The campaigns of 2000 by 2000 will elect trade union members to public office. Labor played perhaps the key role in the November electoral struggles, organizing coalitions of broad sections of the people in which our party was a full partner. The election showed that the Communist Party is now accepted as an legal political organization that trade unionists and others can work with and join without fear of being labeled, isolated, or persecuted. Our party's main theme for 1999 trade union movement is struggle. Struggle means militancy, strikes, picket lines, protests, demonstrations, rank-and-file movements, coalitions, and sit-down strikes. The small family farmer in agricultural who fed generations of Americans are in struggle to keep what's left of their farms. Farmers are going backward, thrown off their land and into poverty. Huge agribusinesses now completely dominate U.S. food production, from seed to the supermarket, while farmers and their families go jobless, hungry, and even homeless. Struggle describes the U.S. Congress, the struggle between the two parties, the struggle within the Republican Party, the struggle between Congress and the President, between the right wing and the people. Struggle is the trademark of the movement against racism. It is a struggle for equal rights for African American, Mexican American, Latinos, and Indian American peoples, for all nationally oppressed peoples. Racism means discrimination, prejudice, oppression, police brutality, no health care, no medical coverage, no jobs, slum housing, and poor education. Women workers who make only 75% of men's wages are still in struggle to win equal pay for equal work. The senior struggles to save Social Security are leading the way to an all-people's movement. Young people are in struggle for the right to an education, to a decent job, a youth bill of rights. People's movements are in struggle to save all these entitlements that are being stolen one by one, and the safety net that is being ripped to shreds. Public education, welfare, health care, Medicare and Medicaid, the struggle to resist privatization, the struggle to stop higher taxes and higher prices. Struggle is the only way to resist lower wages, downsizing, and mass layoff, poverty, homelessness, and hunger. Struggle is the only way to eliminate food lines, homeless, shelters, and emergency rooms that are turning away thousands everywhere. In our city of New York alone, over 400,000 are going hungry, and more than 25,000 are homeless children on the streets, eating out of garbage cans and living under cardboard. And we need unity in struggle. Throughout the U.S. history, the people have won only with unity in struggle. Throughout U.S. history, through struggle, the American people learned that in unity there is strength. For example, without unity and struggle, the Civil War could never have been won. Without unity and struggle, workers would not be able to organize trade unions and win strikes. Without unity and struggle, the New Deal, Social Security, unemployment insurance, and labor rights could not have been won. Without unity and struggle, the civil rights laws could not have been won. With unity and struggle, the labor and the people's movement can win a Martinez Public Works jobs bill to create millions of jobs and rebuild our crumbling cities. There are millions of temporary part-time workers now. There are millions of permanently unemployed workers, and the great majority are working who are working in a state of deadly dread. They are in a constant fear that the company they work for will make a cold-blooded decision to downsize their jobs and with it their homes, their children's education, and any hope for a happy new year. But it will only be with unity, black, brown, and white unity, that this coming year's struggles will be victorious. On a world scale, there's a struggle between two opposing systems, capitalism and socialism. Corporate America doesn't like this, but we communists predict that socialism will win this struggle. The key word for our party is also struggle. For 80 years, our party has been fighting on the side of all working people in their struggles for a better life. Wherever people are in struggle, we are there, in the struggle to save Social Security, public education, and all the rest of the entitlements. All these struggles are part of the class struggle between the haves and the have-nots that will go on year after year until the great majority of Americans decide that the system doesn't work anymore, that it is broken and can't be fixed, and that socialism is the best and only solution. Why? Because the great class divide between those who produce all the wealth and those who steal it for their private profit is getting bigger every year. While wages decline, jobs disappear, prices for everything keeps going up. The 1998 was a banner year for corporate profits and stockholders, dividends. Mergers and acquisitions produced huge conglomerates that roamed the earth, stealing more billions and plundering more countries than ever before. Conglomerization and privatization have become the code words for downsizing, plant closings, and mass layoff. Under capitalism, the higher productivity is resulting simultaneously in a higher level of joblessness and poverty. As a new technology produces more advanced, automated, and computerized systems, layoffs and plant closing will vastly increase. Advanced technology is based on replacing human hands, eyes, and brain. Under capitalism, these great advances create leisure and wealth for the ruling class and unemployment and poverty for the working class. Under a rational socialist system of production, technology would be used to shorten the work week while at the same time raising the living standards of all workers. Socialism is in harmony with new advanced technology. Socialism is the only system that can utilize technology for the benefit of all the people. New technology and socialism go together. Today, millions are asking if the corporate and financial empires can accumulate, how they can accumulate such wealth, make profits in the billions. Why can't this rich nation, and it is rich, of ours guarantee basic human rights for everyone? A decent job at union wages, a decent, affordable place to live, free child care, and a free education for all, free health, medical, and dental care. The answer is simple. We can't do it because of corporate profits, corporate greed that goes more insatiable and ruthless every year. It would not be New Year's without our traditional predictions and awards. But before we take a look ahead, let's take a quick look back at least last year's scoreboard. While most politicians were promoting Gingrich for president last year, we said, quote, Gingrich will be out of as Speaker and out of Congress, end of quote. We said that over a year ago. Now we say Gingrich will completely disappear in the coming year. And Gingrich will be followed by, what's his name?
Livingston?
Huh?
Livingston?
Yeah.
Bob Livingston.
Bob Livingston or something like that. A year ago we said that, quote, the economic crisis of Southeast Asia will appear in the United States, in Japan, and in Europe. Absolute correct prediction. We also said that, quote, the world crisis is affecting most countries, including some ex-socialist countries. In these countries, there is a crisis of privatization of creeping capitalism. Whole economies and countries that were owned and run by workers are being privatized, robbed, and ruined by the new capitalists. Last year, we were on the mark when we said that the mega merger mania would continue. We predicted that huge multinational global conglomerates would dominate not only whole industries, but the entire world market. Not a bad score for 1998. Now let's look into our communist crystal ball for 1999. 1, most of the Congress members who voted for Clinton's impeachment will be impeached by the coming election. And this is a very bold prediction, but I predict that the Republican Party will self-destruct. The U.S. stock market will not only widely fluctuate next year, but will fluctuate and crash, including the world stock market. Exxon, who now has a chokehold on the world oil, will increase oil production this coming year and then increase gas prices. They already started that, which they just, did a few days ago. They made their first increase. Boeing aircraft, the biggest in the industry, will go belly up, cut production this year. Companies like Boeing and Exxon have already announced New Year's layoffs in the hundreds of thousands in the new year. They will start public announcements of plant closings. The scientific and technological revolution will bring on the next crisis of capitalism. The living conditions of the poor, the homeless, hungry, unemployed, sick, elderly, disabled, and abandoned children will get worse. The drive to privatize everything will continue, including Social Security, but the people will increasingly resist and win. In Europe, the communists will win more elections, especially in Russia and Czechoslovakia. Coalition governments that includes communists are the way of the future and maybe even a peaceful road back to socialism. Gingrich, Starr, and Yeltsin will be forced off the stage and into the dustbin of history. Gingrich is out, Yeltsin will be out of power, and Starr will be out of a job. The movement for reintroducing the Martinez Public Works Jobs Bill to create millions of new jobs and rebuild cities will take on a new head of steam next year. The radicalization process that has been going on will accelerate. A huge mass movement against privatization will hold in 1999. The slogan, 6-hour day, no cut in pay, will catch on next year. The trade union movement will continue to grow. Strikes will be longer and more difficult, as I said last year. And finally, we predicted just one last year, but the numbers were so good in 1998 that I want to try again. New members joining the Communist Party, Young Communist League, will double in 1999. Now for our New Year End awards that we give every year. History Making Award, that's the name of the award. History Making Award goes to the trade union movement for leading the victorious electoral struggles. The Best Politics Award goes to New York for getting rid of D'Amato and electing Schumer. The Class Struggle Award goes to the GM workers for standing up and walking out on the largest corporation in the world. Hypocrites of the Year Award goes to Bob Livingston, Dan Burton, and Henry Hyde. And Corporate Hog Award goes to Bill Gates and Microsoft. The Gingrich Who Stole Christmas Award goes to Boeing Aircraft for the holiday layoff announcement. The Lean and Mean Downsider of the Year Award goes to Exxon again. The Best Book Award goes to the Communist Manifesto. On its 150th anniversary, and Michael Moore's Adventures in a TV Nation, a book about TV show exposing corporate America, and had the guts to give airtime to the Communist Party which Moore says was the most popular segment of the show. The Best Movie Award, Best Foreign Film goes to Life is Beautiful, directed by an Italian communist. Best U.S. film goes to Smoke Signals for the first movie in history made by and about American Indian life. Honorable mention goes to Titanic for showing the class struggle side of the event. The Best Newspaper of the Year award, once again, goes to our favorite newspaper, the People's Weekly World. The Man of the Year award goes to Sam Dash, formerly the right-hand man to Star, who had the courage to quit and expose Star's witch hunt. The Women of the Year award is a tie between Hillary Clinton, who nailed the Get Clinton vendetta as, quote, a vast right-wing conspiracy, and to Susan McDonald, who served 18 months in prison for refusing to lie about the Clintons. And to end with a New Year's resolution, we communists will work ceaselessly to build an unbeatable all-people's front of unity and struggle in 1999. Thank you for being here to celebrate the holidays with us. May your holiday cheer be shared with those you love. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gus. Some of you, many of you may have been watching TV yesterday and had some fear about 1999. Have no fear. We got some answers here today. I'm sorry to say that Santa, who usually comes to our party here at Unity Center, was a little late today because he had to make some stops. He had to stop in Atlanta, he had to stop in New Orleans, and he had to stop in Queens to deliver some coal to 3 guys. You know, Newt, Bob Livingston, and Al D'Amato, but I think he's here. Santa?
Well, I really wanted to be here today to wish all of you a happy holiday. And Mrs. Claus said to be sure to deliver her holiday wishes too. Mrs. Claus and I send our special good wishes to Gus and Elizabeth Hall and to everyone here today. I can't stay long. To be here, I had to take a break from packing my sleigh with presents for delivery later this week. Speaking of presents, some came early this year. Somebody already spilled some of my lines on that. But the nice ones for us were matched with the lumps of coal. By the way, we got early presents on November 3rd, and they got early lumps of coal. And none of the children need to worry. With yesterday's vote in the House of Representatives, all the lumps of coal are spoken for grown-ups. There are more nice presents on the way. 2 of the nicest are the building of unity and coalitions, powerful forces for a just society and a safer world. Those are presents that we all need. Mrs. Claus and I want to also thank you for a present we will be getting this year. the new cable TV show, Changing America, added to the People's Weekly World, will really help us keep up on new developments in the new year. By the way, people may not know that we have cable at the North Pole. The elves voted it in several years ago. There's a lot of basketball fans among them. So once again, I have another stop to make in the building before I leave, but I want to thank all of you for all the good things you did this past year, and I know that you're going to be doing that this next year. This is a great crowd. Santa wants to come back next year. I hope you invite me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Claus. I just want to encourage you to take a moment today to set down your glass of spirits and send an email right from this hall to Congress to tell them to stop the impeachment madness. I also want you to take note that there are some nice little gift-wrapped boxes and cans around the room. And this is always a season of giving. And so we encourage you to give and to give generously, to contribute to the Communist Party, because the struggles in 1999 demand an even bigger Communist Party and even more organizing. I also encourage you to take part in our raffle. We have 3 door prizes. One is a beautiful tea set, another is a bottle of cheer, and the third is a copy of Adventures in TV Nation by Michael Moore. So buy those tickets. So I want to say to you, as we party together, black, white, and brown, young and old, as we party together, let's keep in mind what Gus said, that we are here together in struggle, here today at Unity Center, but tomorrow we will take that struggle into the streets. Enjoy.